Welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah and she's Lindsay.
And together we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts have ever seen.
And we are continuing our listener suggestion month with 2011's Always.
Who suggested this one? Was it on the form?
It was somebody on our website form. And I don't know who it was, but thank you, because this movie was beautiful. And
it was.
Upsetting.
Upsetting.
but also, like, really beautiful and really different, I think, than lots of movies that
lots of things that we've watched. Not a comedy.
No. My note was, this is much more of like a Lifetime Channel romance than Hallmark rom-com.
Yes, absolutely.
If it was, but important to say, this is a South Korean film, so it is neither of those. It is its own beautiful thing.
It's its own thing, and it's its own genre.
Yes.
I think. There was a lot near the end that we'll get to. I'm like, is this the level of drama that is in their
like
movies?
K-dramas? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is really my first exposure to
Me too.
A fully South Korean movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, it's interesting to talk about, like, obviously we're approaching all of the tropes as, like, you know, tropey from a North American, like, Hollywood movie perspective, but, like, maybe we're missing stuff, or also maybe we are, like, calling attention to things that are, like, well, obviously, like, that it's not so much a trope as just like a Hallmark, or like a, you know, a must have in that sort of
lower
genre.
H, lowercase h Hallmark.
Yes, lower H Hallmark. So yeah, anyways, I really enjoyed this movie unexpectedly. Maybe I'll give a very brief synopsis, but I don't want to spoil too much. Like, I think if you're gonna watch this, like, if you want to watch this, I would go off and watch it and then come back.
I agree,
because there's some plot stuff that we're gonna have to talk about. I don't think we can not talk about it.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, here's your spoiler warning.
Yeah.
But I'll do the synopsis without spoilers, just so that you kind of know what it's talking about. So this is a movie with essentially really only two characters. Like, there are other small characters, a few that are important and a few that aren't, but it's really a two-hander between I'm gonna just look up their names. An ex-boxer named Chulmin, who's the male character, and then a blind telemarketer, Junghwa, who sort of coincidentally meet and form this, like, really interesting but beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
And they have they both have really, like, complicated and tragic pasts. Like, she's blind due to an accident, and we sort of slowly find out, has been in prison. Like, so he was a boxer, and then he was in prison, and then since he's been out of jail, he's, you know, been, like, he's working in a parking garage. Like, he has a pretty they both have quite simple lives, but like, they're both really interesting people. And so they meet and sort of form this interesting relationship and then fall in love, which I liked that order of things. And then spoilers.
Yes.
But I guess it does have a happy ending, which I would have liked to have known before going into this movie, because I wasn't sure where it was going.
Me either.
Yeah.
Again, because it's my first real experience. But this was the thing of, like, I'm sick. It was subtitles.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, maybe I'll just watch half, and then I'll just watch half before we record.
Yeah.
But then I was like, nope. I got super into this movie.
I was going to do the exact same thing. It was, like, a really, really busy week for me, and I sat down and I was like, okay, I'll just, like, watch half, and then I'll watch the other half tomorrow. And then, just was like, I can't stop watching this. It was, like, beautiful. The acting was really good.
It was just,
Yeah. And the subtitles were, like, became inconsequential after 20 minutes.
It was the same thing that with Amelie. Like, I wasn't sure, because with Amelie, at least we have a passing knowledge and familiarity with the language as opposed to Korean, but I didn't have any issues at all. It was just one of those, once you get into subtitles, you're just like, that's just how it is. Yeah.
So, anyways, I would highly recommend this movie. It was a little tricky to find streaming in Canada, but we found it on...
It was on Tubi.
Tubi.
We found it through Plex, who then said, watch it on Tubi. Which I was like, okay.
Yeah, so it was free with ads, basically. So that was kind of nice. Yeah. And it definitely, even though it comes from a very different, like, cinematic tradition and cultural tradition, has a lot of tropey things for us to talk about.
Yeah.
But again, like we said at the beginning, not a comedy. Although there are really, like, funny and charming bits.
Yeah,
I would say
really...
the first half, you're like, oh, maybe this will be a comedy. And
like, there's some really, really nice parts where I'm just, like, smiling uncontrollably and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so how do we want to do this? Should we, like, talk through observations, or do we want to just finish doing the, like, spoilery plot summary?
Yeah, let's just do the spoilery stuff, and then, So, the main observation I have for the spoilery stuff is... this is a Lifetime movie. Plot twist again. This is how it is that he is, of course, responsible for her accident that turned her blind.
Yeah, so the incident that led to him going to jail was he was kind of like an enforcer for, it's hard to say, like, you know, sketchy debt collection, kind of loan shark stuff. Yeah. Or like gambling debts or whatever. And so he goes to this place to beat up this guy, and the guy sets himself on fire and jumps out the window, instead of, like, having the other consequences. And because of that, like, the burning guy jumping out of the window of the apartment building, she and her parents get into a car accident that kills both of her parents and leaves her blind. And yeah, so then he figures this out but doesn't tell her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he, because he feels guilty, decides to take on... I was a little bit confused, but then I realized what was happening. So he agrees to be, like, a undercover fighter. Underground. No, but he's undercover for the cop as well. Like, there's a detective or something that
I missed that entirely.
Yeah, so he joins, like, an undercover boxing ring, basically, with the premise that if he goes in and he doesn't die, then the like, detective person who's, like, investigating it will help him, like, change his name. But if he does die, then he'll get a bunch of money. We'll get a bunch of money either way. And then that'll be enough money for her to have some, like, magic surgery to fix her eyesight.
Yeah, they're getting new corneas from America.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay. I don't think that's how corneas work, but yeah. Maybe it was, like, just, like, a new way of doing cornea replacement. And, like... Well, because you can do cornea transplant.
Yeah, that I knew, but why the specific corneas had to come from America?
I don't really know. Yeah, it was strange. So anyway, so he does the thing and doesn't die in the fight, but then after the fight gets stabbed and you think he's dead. And then from her perspective, he's just disappeared. Mm-hmm. But she has the money. Like, he drops her off at the surgery and then doesn't pick her up.
Yeah.
And then, like, a few years pass?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years? Okay. And she's now working in a different city, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had to move because her building was getting torn down.
Yeah, so she moved cities, and now she's working with a potter, like a ceramic artist, and also volunteering at a hospital as a massage therapist. It's a bit strange. And he's there as a patient at the hospital who... Yeah,
was getting a little affair to remember there on me for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so he sees her and recognizes her, but he never speaks. And he's like, his face is all scarred and he's pretty beat up and quite injured in this hospital. And so she doesn't recognize him because she had been blind before, but now she's not. And then slowly they sort of cross paths enough that she realizes what's happening, and then they meet up at their, like, special place where they put the stupid turtle back in the river.
Oh my god. Why is this the theme of the month?
He takes her turtle. Or takes his
turtle. Yeah, he takes his turtle back.
Which is, like, living in the pottery shop for whatever reason. And then they, like, and then she realizes that who it is, and
when the dog
they
knew.
have a happy and the dog knew. That's the other thing, is that he also don't buy girls puppy dogs when you
don't buy a blind woman who lives alone a puppy. Like a puppy. Like, that's asking for people to step and pee. Like, Yikes.
Like an untrained puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's the dog and then also the turtle being gone that she realizes what's happening, and then they, chase after each other and happily ever after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So back to normal observations about why we love this movie.
His cheekbones is the first thing I noted down.
Yeah. They're really good. And I put this in tropes, but it relates to the cheekbones because it's like the beautiful, sensitive, quiet man who's like secretly violent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's really a trope, but it's very much the like gentle with you and not gentle everywhere else.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Ryan Atwood.
Yeah.
We've got a creepy boss, which is kind of a trope, even though we don't want it to be.
Yeah. And then he gets extra creepy, and that's when her boss goes from flirting with her at the office to coming into her apartment and trying to sexually assault her, and that's when she first learns about his sort of angry, violent side.
Yeah.
Is he almost kills the boss.
Yeah.
There's lots of icky eye stuff, or there's lots of just like bloodiness. Like I really didn't like all the fight stuff because it was so bloody, but luckily you didn't really need to watch it. Yeah.
No. And like he would get his bruises cut open so that she couldn't feel them when he came home from fights.
Yeah, to like reduce the swelling.
It was pretty gross.
It was really gross. Yeah. That, and like, I know you like when I saw Lindsay's note of like eye stuff. Was there eye stuff? And it wasn't related to her eye. It was all related to his like eyes. Black eyes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then so it sort of ramps up really fast from this like cute, charming, like they're building a life together. They have a puppy. They're like he like does all this stuff around her apartment to like curve the edges of corners and reduce so she doesn't trip and hurt herself, like because there was like a little step between different rooms, and like he does all that, and it's really cute, and they have really good chemistry. Like they and then it goes just like from that to so dramatic really fast.
Yeah, so like I looked away from my phone, looked away from the screen for like 5 seconds, and all of a sudden there was like this diamond he had to take back to Korea, which then got stolen, which is why he got stabbed. And I'm like, I don't know.
That was like the prize from the underground fight, and that was
the
like
money the prize.
Well, that was the money, like the prize. Like it was. I don't know. It was a little bit confusing. It like also doesn't really matter. Like,
because then it was like then they like obviously show that it's his enemy from when they were teenagers who took the diamond and stabbed him, but that doesn't have anything to do with anything else for the rest of the movie.
Well, it does, because then there's no consequences for the fact that it was that guy instead of just a rando. Yeah. I think it's just a reinforcement, and also like sort of tying things back of like his past life was worse than you think it is. Yeah. I don't forget where it came from, but they're like, there's a really cute scene when they're sort of falling in love, and they both like find rocks that remind them of each other, and then they exchange the rocks.
First time they go to the river. Yeah. And she's got her manic pixie hat on, and she's like, "Find me a rock, then will remind me of you forever."
Yeah.
Which then turns out to be nice, because he like goes through all of this trauma and always has his rock with him. So, that's nice.
That is nice. Yeah. So it was a good like touchstone. Yeah, I was thinking like for her, like it's handy for her that she can't see how beat up he is after a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like she tries to like the reason she gets into ceramics is to try to like figure out what he looked like so that she could carve his she carves his face from the memory of her touching his face, which is very romantic.
Yeah. So the biggest part with the overdramaticism, that's a word, is like when she realizes it's him and she's running after him, she can't find him, and she's like crying while running, and then like falls down against a wall from exhaustion from crying, and is like actually beating her chest. Yeah. And so that's the part where I'm like, is this how these movies go? I don't know, because it seems
it seemed over the top to me, but
like obviously fine. It's a perfectly valid reaction if this was happening to you, but it was just so not what I've expected in movies. that, yeah, I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah. And then it felt like too, and again, there was a time jump in there, so it's a little hard to say, but like she gets her eyesight back and then comes home to her apartment, realizes she has to move, and like because she can see, everything's completely fine. Like obviously she doesn't know where her fiance is, and her parents are still dead, but like she's able to figure everything else out, which I guess is great from a like empowered person standpoint.
Yes,
like whatever, but it is a bit
just a little bit like
convenient.
Yeah, that's probably like the rom-commiest
Yeah.
of it all, of like she was able to like build herself back up and not really get over him, but get her life back on track, and yeah, with magical jobs.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, the magical jobs thing is interesting. Okay, shall we move on to tropes?
Yeah, so they have a really meet cute because she's blind. She just walks right into his parking lot booth thing because the old man that used to work there, they used to watch TV together, and she just like starts giving him food, and he's like, what the fuck is happening?
And she's like, oh, you're not TV. So and so. Yeah, it's really cute.
I love it.
It's like it's a top tier meet cute for sure. So we mentioned a bit, she isn't a manic pixie. Like this is definitely her movie much more than his movie, but she does give those vibes of like she's so quirky and she's so like sweet and soft, and she's gonna fix this like sad broken man. And then you realize that it's like, oh no, she's also sad and broken, and there's way
and
too
all
much
these
overlap.
other things.
So it's completely not, but it just gives those like quirky vibes.
Of like, oh, let's go to a concert, and then he's like, she's just like showing up every night, and he like makes himself better for her and was like slowly coming out of his ennui, which is exactly the definition of a manic pixie. But then she has a life and she has all of these things, and it's like a quarter of the movie is manic pixie and the rest is a real person.
And I think also it just like he's also funny and weird, like
so like he gets out of his,
tries to get her here, she always wants him to describe what the like girls on the show or the like performers at the concert are wearing and stuff, and just listening to him try to describe like women's clothing and hairdos is hilarious.
It's really awesome. But then he's nice, and he's like, she has earrings like yours, and she's so excited. And so there's this whole like boxing club thing that he goes to, and there's the mean guy who then is later responsible for stealing the diamond and stabbing him. Like this is a Lifetime movie, but at the beginning he's definitely just like his Draco of like, I hate you for secret teenage reasons,
no reason. They do have like a magical first touch, like you could almost see the like sparks flying, and it kind of goes along with, so she like runs into something or like trips on something and hurts her ankle, and then he has to like help her get to the hospital, and so they touch, and it's real good.
And he does rescue her from her creepy boss. We have some nice montages, but there's a training montage, which is where we get to see how attractive he is. And also there's like a they're in love montage, and they're just running around in fields, like literally.
And there's also a sexy massage montage. And then so he has a big plan to save her, but he has to sacrifice himself by doing so, and like he has to destroy evidence of his whole existence except for his like romantic rock thing, like so he has this whole big plan to save her, and then obviously it like kind of works but also doesn't.
And then of course the man who set himself on fire is still alive, and is through a very random series of events, she meets him and he tells her that the big secret, which is he's also at this random hospital where she's a volunteer massage therapist. And he's like, here's my big secret. It's very strange.
We've got the sensitive but violent man, feels tropey at this point.
And we've got a Romeo and Juliet quote, which is basically the same as old romance movies.
But I was like, because at that point I was like, is this ominous or romantic? And it was both. We've got mistaken identity, so obviously at the beginning she mistakes him for the old guy that she's watched TV with, but then when he's in the hospital she mistakes him as not himself.
Being him. Yeah. And then we've got running, but not in the traditional way, in the running to find him and be like, you or you, basically.
Yeah. So good. But yeah, very tropey, and also would be interested to see like what other sort of tropes or references to like important South Korean movies there would be in this. So I'm sure there are lots.
Yeah.
Okay, Lizzie, does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
Nope. The cast is like 5 people, and the only other woman, I think,
she has a female coworker.
She has a female coworker, and so they talk. Talk for like 30 seconds at one point at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then she also talks to the nun who's taking care of the blind man and also raised what's his face? The main guy.
Yeah.
But those are the only other women in this movie. So.
Yeah. And like they might have names. It was hard to tell, but no. But also it's like a no, but not in a bad way. Because there's like exactly said, like 4 speaking characters in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make a pie. Okay. So, as much as you shouldn't buy a girl a puppy.
No. But he is very cute.
He is really cute puppy. Like 20? 20%? Okay.
Yeah. There's also the tiny turtle, which I didn't think was going to be a plot point until he came back at the end.
Yes.
So 15?
Sure.
And just like last week, we have Pebbles again. Don't let animals loose into random streams, and Pebbles in the pie chart, just like Amelie. It's the same movie.
Oh, so ridiculous. Okay, Pebbles, 20?
25. I like 25.
Yeah, or maybe 30.
Yeah. 30's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have some nice rest of the nice parts of the pie, and then we have the sad slice.
Yes.
Which is opposites with tragic pasts. It is a very grumpy sunshine trope with like sadness behind everybody.
So much sadness. So 35?
35? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's next for them?
Hopefully good. I feel good about them if they can work through their traumas, because they have a lot of traumas, and
yes, they could both use some like trauma counseling.
Yes.
And etc. But yes, no, I think that they are like not in like the magical sense of the word, but just in that sort of like mundane, like soulmate meant for each other kind of people.
Yeah, like deep love. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they just gotta figure out their past.
Yeah.
But yeah, love them a lot. And then Lindsay, what's next for us?
Well, it's a 3 month, so we're finishing up suggestion month with The Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which I've never seen.
No, neither. I don't think. We'll find out. Have I seen it and forgotten it? Who knows? That, I guess, wraps up this episode. You can always leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts, or you can find us on social media. We are at Charts and Hearts Podcast on Instagram and Threads.
Or you can head to our website, chartsandhearts.com, where you can submit your suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list. We absolutely loved this one. We are always looking for movies with more inclusivity, people of color, and queer representation, because rom-coms are super white and super straight. So please give us more like this, or more like Wedding Season, like we did last week. Lots of good suggestions for movies of people who aren't the normal ones, the normal people you see in movies. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And again, like open to different languages and etc.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/chartsandheartsclub. For suggestion month, we watched Amelie, which was also beautiful and more quirky, less tragic.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and in the meantime, I can carry you on my back. There's probably better quotes from this movie.
Probably.
But that's all
we got.
Okay, bye.